Chapter 1. Introduction to Zero-Based Budgeting. Imagine opening your bank account and knowing exactly where every dollar goes. No more mystery charges, no more, where did my paycheck disappear to? This is the power of zero-based budgeting. Zero-based budgeting, or ZBB, is a system where every dollar you earn has a job. Savings, expenses, or debt payoff. Nothing is left unassigned. Unlike traditional budgeting, which recycles last month's spending habits, ZBB starts fresh each month. You begin at $0 and build your budget from scratch. Think of it like planning a road trip. You wouldn't just wing it, you'd map out every stop. ZBB is your financial GPS. ZBB eliminates lazy spending. That forgotten gym membership. It gets cut or justified. And by assigning every dollar intentionally, you align your money with your values. Want to save $1,000 for a vacation? ZBB ensures those dollars are earmarked first. Take Sarah, a freelancer whose income fluctuated wildly. With ZBB, she created buffer categories for slow months. Result, she paid off $8,000 in debt and saved $1,000 monthly. Sound impossible? It's not, if you follow the system. Ready to start? List all income, salary, side hustles, everything. Categorize expenses, rent, groceries, fun money. Assign every dollar, no leftovers. Tools like YNAB or Mint can automate tracking, but a simple spreadsheet works too. Remember, ZBB isn't about restrictions, it's about freedom. The freedom to spend guilt-free on what matters most. Searching for zero-based budgeting for freelancers? This is your guide. Want to save $1,000 in a month? ZBB is your answer. In the next chapter, we'll dive deeper into how ZBB outperforms traditional budgeting and why it's a game changer for anyone tired of living paycheck to paycheck. Chapter 2. How ZBB differs from traditional budgeting. Last chapter, we uncovered the power of zero-based budgeting. Now let's tackle a critical question. How is ZBB different from the budgeting you've tried before? Traditional budgeting starts with last month's spending. If you spent $200 on dining out, you might budget $220 next month. ZBB flips this. It begins at $0, forcing you to justify every dollar. Here's the breakdown. Traditional budgeting. Set and forget. It recycles past habits, even if those habits waste money. ZBB. Start fresh. Every expense must earn its place. No autopilot subscriptions, no vague miscellaneous categories. Why does this matter? Traditional methods often fail because they don't adapt to your current goals. ZBB aligns spending with what you value today. For example, if paying off debt is your priority, ZBB ensures those dollars are allocated first, not whatever's left after impulse purchases. Meet Mark. He used traditional budgeting for years, always adjusting last month's overspending. His debt stayed stagnant. Then there's Lisa. She switched to ZBB, cut non-essentials, and paid off $15,000 in 18 months. The difference? Lisa's budget started with her goals, not her past mistakes. Actionable steps to shift to ZBB. Audit your spending. Use apps like Mint or YNAB to track every transaction for 30 days. Categorize with purpose. Ask, does this expense serve my goals? If not, eliminate or reduce it. Reallocate ruthlessly. Redirect savings to debt, investments, or fun funds. No dollar left unassigned. Watch out for pitfalls. Time-consuming setup. ZBB requires upfront effort. Start small, focus on 3 out of 5 key categories first. Over-restriction. Avoid burnout by including guilt-free spending money. Chapter 3. Tools to track spending. We explored how ZBB outperforms traditional budgeting. Now let's dive into the tools that make it effortless. Why tools matter. Manage every dollar manually. Not sustainable. The right tools automate ZBB, saving time and reducing errors. Meet Jake, a college student who slashed his $400 a month coffee habit. How? He built a Google Sheets template, color-coded categories, and tracked every espresso. Result? He saved $1,200 in 6 months, all without spreadsheets taking over his life. Top ZBB tools. Spreadsheets. These are free, customizable, and ideal for visual learners. Use formulas to auto-calculate totals and conditional formatting to flag overspending. Hybrid methods. Pair apps with cash envelopes for discretionary spending, e.g., dining out. Actionable steps to master tools. Start simple. Use Mint to auto-track 80% of spending, then refine manually. Sync bank accounts. Automate transaction imports to avoid manual entry. Review weekly. Spend 10 minutes adjusting categories and celebrating wins. Pitfalls to avoid. Overcomplicating spreadsheets. Start with 5 categories, e.g., rent, groceries, fun. Add complexity later. Ignoring alerts. Enable notifications for app updates or unusual spending. Chapter 4. Creating your first ZBB plan. Welcome to the heart of your ZBB journey. Building your first plan. Let's break it down into actionable steps using proven frameworks from financial experts. Step 1. Track every dollar of income. Start by listing all income sources, salary, freelance gigs, side hustles, even birthday cash. No stream is too small. Step 2. List expenses. Every single one. Write down every expense, from rent to that $2 coffee. Use bank statements or apps like Mint to avoid missing hidden costs. Step 3. Categorize with purpose. Group expenses into categories like essentials, rent, utilities, groceries. Financial goals, debt payoff, emergency fund. Discretionary, dining out, hobbies. Prioritize essentials first, then goals. Step 4. Assign every dollar. Here's where ZBB shines. Allocate every dollar to a category. If you earn $3,000 a month, assign all $3,000. No leftovers. Priya, a nurse, felt overwhelmed by credit card debt. Using ZBB, she listed her $4,200 income, categorized expenses, slashing $300 a month on subscriptions, and assigned $500 per month to debt. In 10 months, she was debt-free. Her secret? Every dollar had a job, no exceptions. Step 5. Adjust monthly. Review your budget weekly. Overspent on groceries? Trim next month's dining budget. Got a windfall? Redirect it to savings. Actionable tips for success. Use activity-based costing. Break expenses into activities. For example, weekend entertainment versus weekly groceries for clarity. Identify non-negotiables. Prioritize fixed costs and high-priority goals. Stay flexible. Life happens. Adjust categories without guilt. Consistency matters more than perfection. Chapter 5. Common ZBB mistakes and how to avoid them. Even the best-laid ZBB plans can stumble without foresight. Let's uncover the pitfalls that derail beginners and how to sidestep them. Mistake 1. Overcomplicating categories. Newcomers often create too many categories. For example, separating coffee from dining out. This leads to decision fatigue. Solution: start with 5 to 7 broad categories. For example, food, transport. Refine as you gain confidence. Mistake 2. Ignoring irregular expenses. Unexpected costs like car repairs or medical bills can blow up a ZBB plan. Solution: create sinking funds for annual or semi-annual expenses. Save a small amount monthly. Mistake 3. Allowing guilt to sabotage progress. Feeling deprived? You might abandon ZBB entirely. Solution: include a joy fund for guilt-free spending on hobbies or treats. Maria, a teacher, struggled with holiday overspending. She added a holiday sinking fund to her ZBB plan, saving $100 a month. Come December, she had $200 ready, no debt needed. Mistake 4. Failing to adjust. Life changes, your budget must too. A static ZBB plan breeds frustration. Solution: review your budget weekly. Trim categories that aren't working and reallocate funds as priorities shift. Mistake 5. Overlooking income variability. Freelancers or commission-based earners often overspend during feast months. Solution: use an income buffer category to save excess earnings for leaner months. Actionable tips for success. Automate savings. Use apps like YNAB to auto-transfer funds to sinking buffers. Celebrate wins. Paid off a credit card. Redirect those dollars to a reward category. Stay flexible. Allow yourself one budget reset per month to tweak allocations. Chapter 6. Advanced ZBB Strategies. Ready to level up your ZBB game? Let's explore tactics used by financial pros to maximize control and alignment with long-term goals. Strategy 1. Automation for effortless discipline. Automate transfers to savings, debt, and investment accounts before touching discretionary spending. Tools like YNAB or bank rules enforce this, reducing reliance on willpower. Strategy 2. Integrate with FIRE goals. ZBB pairs perfectly with the FIRE movement. Financial independence, retire early. Allocate 50% plus of income to savings.investments by slashing non-essentials. Example, a $6,000 per month income could fuel $3,000 per month toward FIRE. Strategy 3. Psychological guardrails. The 48-hour rule. Wait 2 days before non-essential purchases to curb impulses. Visual progress trackers. Use apps like debt-free or savings goal thermometers for motivation. Raj, a software engineer, used ZBB to save 60% of his income. By automating investments and using sinking funds for vacations, he retired at 45. His mantra, ZBB isn't restrictive, it's a roadmap to freedom. Strategy 4. Business-oriented ZBB for entrepreneurs. Freelancers and business owners. Apply ZBB to both personal and business finances. Profit-first method. Allocate revenue to profit, taxes, owner's pay, and expenses in that order. Scenario planning. Use permutations to model budgets for feast or famine income cycles. Strategy 5. Audit expenses like a CFO. Conduct quarterly expense audits to justify every cost. Ask, does this expense align with my 2025 goals? Can I negotiate lower rates, for example, for insurance or subscriptions? Actionable tips for mastery. Leverage permutations. Test different category allocations to find your optimal balance. Engage stakeholders. Involve family or housemates in budget reviews to maintain accountability. Chapter 7. Maintaining momentum. Congratulations, you've mastered the basics of ZBB. Now let's focus on sustaining your progress, because consistency is where real financial transformation happens. Why monthly reviews matter. Set a recurring date, for example the first Sunday of every month, to review your budget. Ask, did I overspend in any category? Are my allocations still aligned with my goals? What adjustments are needed for next month? The Carter's parents of 3 kept their ZBB on track by involving the whole family. They held monthly money meetings to discuss goals like saving for a home. Result? They cut $500 per month from dining out and reached their $15,000 down payment goal in 2 years. Actionable tips for consistency. Schedule reviews. Add calendar reminders for budget check-ins. Celebrate wins. Paid off a credit card? Redirect those payments to a celebration fund for a small reward. Adjust for life changes. Update your budget before lifestyle inflation kicks in. Staying motivated. Visualize success. Keep a vision board of goals. For example, a debt-free milestone or dream vacation. Track progress. Use apps like YNAB to see real-time updates on net worth. Involving family housemates, shared goals, frame ZBB as a team effort. For example, if we save $200 per month, we'll afford that Disney trip. Delegate roles. Kids can track grocery spending. Partners can manage bill payments. Chapter 8. Conclusion. You've reached the final chapter of your ZBB journey, but this isn't an ending. It's a launchpad for lifelong financial freedom. Let's recap the principles that will keep you on track. Key takeaways. ZBB is a mindset. It's not about restriction, it's about intention. Every dollar has a purpose, whether that's saving for a home, paying off debt, or funding a passion project. Flexibility fuels success. Life changes, and so will your budget. Regular reviews and sinking funds keep you prepared for surprises. Tools are your allies. Apps like YNAB or spreadsheets turn abstract goals into actionable steps. Automation ensures consistency. Drawing inspiration from large-scale reforms, imagine applying ZBB to your financial ecosystem. Just as governments prioritize key areas, for example infrastructure and education, you can focus on debt elimination or retirement savings. The result? a structured path to prosperity. Final actionable tips. Celebrate milestones. Reward yourself for hitting targets, big or small. Educate continuously. Explore resources like the Total Money Makeover or podcasts on financial independence. Teach others. Share ZBB with friends, family. Teaching reinforces your own habits,